Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I don't know what everybody's giggling about.
I don't know what they're giggling about either.
Yeah, definitely have no idea.
I slid into the
Reasoning
room
for
like,
why this was going to work. That's really why I thought I'd be beneficial.
Yeah. So over the break, we got a magic card for Glucose Gopher. So,
Yes.
Oh.
Please. Yes.
so there we go. Glucose Gopher is a 2/2 food rat that proliferates when it dies. There you go. So thank you, Anything Eric's, for that Glucose Gopher.
And you gain 3 life if you kill him?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's right. He's sack. He's both food and a 2/2 bear with proliferate. It's a pretty good card. I'm into it. Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, actually, here I'm gonna put him over in Simic territory. So while Torgor is on his date with Judith, we will cut away from all the interesting stuff and we'll come back to the post show cigarette. But for now, elsewhere, there is a meeting being arranged. So there is this carnarium, which of course, Tech, you've seen before. You arrive to find an ancient and crumbling stone edifice, rain running down the surface of it in rivers. There are still torn pieces of fabric that used to be part of the larger tent that covered the top of it, and they're hanging and flapping in the wind that is blowing around in this storm. And there's no sign from the outside that anybody else is here, but as you get closer, you can see that there are 2 entrances, one on either end of the arena, right? One on either side. And and Tack somewhere skulking about in the stands. Now I guess, Tack, are you gonna scout ahead or do you go there like at the same time as Road and Winnegar?
Sorry, I just had to report to Lisa that we're on dates instead of killing Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Watch your Twitters, everyone. She's coming.
Yeah,
for
no,
us.
we were roasted.
Yeah.
It's happened
Nice.
already.
She's like, "Are you guys really on dates?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Yes." And she was like, "Typical." I was like,
Yep. All right.
You're right.
So yeah,
yeah.
did you scout ahead?
Forethought? I think Tack wouldn't if it was just them and Winnegar,
Mhm.
but I want to assume that Road was like, please go check
Do
and
your
make
job?
sure.
Your job?
Mhm.
Technically, you're not my boss, but I will do it because I can't stand to be near you.
Okay, so
Take it.
make that stealth roll, Tech.
I would love to.
Okay.
My
Please
feelings
don't
are
kill us. I'm
hurt.
so scared. Also, I better reopen roll 20. Pretend like I'm playing this game. Still. 23.
23. Not
Nice.
bad.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay. All right, which is actually 23 is actually like a middle of the road result for Tech.
It's
Plus
true.
12.
yeah, that
Plus
is-
12 stealth.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't see that.
Yes, massively stealthy.
I am a level 8 rogue with 18 dexterity.
That's right. So yeah, so Tech, you get there ahead. So like before, you clamber up into the stalls, right? You scare off some rats that are trying to pick at some of the leftover like garbage around here. And as you move through the stands, you can see that there is a figure down below, standing under a brass and glass plate umbrella. So he's not holding it. There's a little automaton, basically a little boiler that's on legs, following him around, holding this umbrella over his head. And he's
stupidest thing I've ever seen.
right, and he's pacing back and forth nervously, muttering to himself. And the umbrella is attempting to stay over his head as he moves back and forth.
What an idiot.
Yeah. Now, yeah, I think that's all you see for now. You just see, and it's clearly Raoul. You recognize his outfit, and
Can I do either like a perception or investigation to see if he's alone besides the South?
yep, perception check for sure.
Okay. That's a less good roll. 20.
Nice.
Dirty.
There's no one else hiding in the shadows around here. You appear to be alone.
I really appreciate you saying that it doesn't look clear.
Yeah.
Or not saying that it looks or seems clear,
Mhm.
I will choose to believe you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have the certainty of a 20, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's easier than me telling you something that's factually true and then having to lie to you later. So,
Cool.
yeah, so it seems like it's just right now it's just you and Raoul, though I imagine fairly soon you see Rode and Winnegar enter
Yeah.
through one of the archways.
I would have I guess, do I have time to go back and tell them, or
Yes, yeah, if you plan for it, you could
Okay, yeah.
run back and tell
yeah,
them that info.
run back and let them know it's just him. He's got a really stupid looking umbrella and there's nobody there.
Umbrella. All right.
It's
Okay.
attached to a robot. A robot. Do we call them robots or automatons? Is that a-
Construct, I think, is the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's attached to like a really dumb Tamagotchi.
Oh, cool.
Okay. I love a Tamagotchi. Did we decide, Winnegar, what we were going to say was in this briefcase if we were asked?
Oh no, it's just a mystery case. We don't have to explain it. He's gonna want
It's like Deal or No Deal.
Oh, he's
Cool.
pacing around. He looks pretty nervous.
I just experienced a very, very deep generational gap between you and I, Kitty Mae, because I was gonna say it's just like the briefcase in Pulp Fiction. And
Me
you,
too.
And
Me
you,
too.
I was about.
and then Katie,
Yeah.
just like the
Oh.
briefcase on Deal or No Deal.
Oh.
Oh, valid.
I almost
Also
said, like,
valid, but yeah, we're standing on
Mine's
opposite
way
sides of a
shittier.
deep
I'm so
chasm.
See,
I
if
almost
you
said we should put a light inside it. Like that's.
Yeah. Or like it just a.
Yeah.
I'm sure one of you has a cantrip for like a minor illusion cantrip or thaumaturgy.
Oh, I got that. I'm ready.
Side note, Adam, what did you think was inside the briefcase?
In that, see, the problem is that I'm pretty sure I saw Falling Down before I saw Pulp Fiction,
Oh,
so I just
yeah.
assumed it was like an apple and some
Oh.
papers and a ham sandwich.
Oh, yeah, I can see why that'd
I saw a
be-
video that like
It's supposed to be Marcellus
think it-
Wallace's soul, right?
Soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's
it's a little too.
I mean, it's great.
It's a little too Neil Gaiman for Tarantino, I think. Like it
Little
feels a
bit,
little
but they-
whimsical, and I wouldn't like. I think he just did what Winnegar did, where he was just like, I don't know, it's a gold light. It's supposed to be mysterious. I don't fucking know. It's a pair of
He's
hot
got that
ladies' feet.
Band-Aid.
I don't know. It's fucking
Yeah,
Quentin Tarantino.
yeah. If
So when we
honestly,
look
I don't care
Zarek in
for
the eyes,
Tarantino, so yeah.
so when we look Raul Zarek in the eyes and say Deal or No Deal, there's either 25 cents or $300,000 in this briefcase. Xenos, 300,000 Xenos.
So
You
like
want
it's
to phone
the,
the banker.
plans for the bomb. It's just like
Yeah, my
Winnegar's
assumption-
like lunch list.
My assumption was that it was full of red herrings and MacGuffins, and that there wasn't actually anything in there,
Yeah.
so no one cares.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's the Maltese Falcon.
It's just like Tomic's head. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh Jesus!
Oh God.
This turned into
God,
7
I
real
wish.
fast.
Also, like I don't know if that briefcase is big enough to fit a human head. in
No, I don't think it is. I mean, if
I
you
have a
cut
lot
it
of
into
questions.
slices,
I mean,
guess.
yeah. Like if you take him to like a butcher at a grocery store, you could probably. But then you got like all the cartilage in it. You gotta pick
Yeah,
it
gross.
out. I don't know. I'm gonna mute myself. Goodbye.
So
Mhm.
yeah, you have the mystery case, and it is handcuffed to Rhodes' wrist, I guess.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. it
Right?
is.
And the two of you, disguised as mysterious versions of yourself, you come in to the entrance, and you see Raoul as promised, and his, as Tack mentioned, sort of stupid looking construct, trying to shield him from the rain. And he looks up, and you see him say to himself, like, "Finally!"
I'm holding an umbrella over Winnegar.
Ah,
is
nice.
like what I
Okay, with your other hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like getting drenched.
Okay. I assume that the two
Right
of
to the
you are
bit.
dressed like bit characters in like one of the Matrix sequels,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
right? Like
I like that.
1999 fit cyberpunk. Like you look like yeah,
God.
you look like a techno remix of an industrial song. So you
I hate
walk.
it.
The only one dealing with latex is what
Yeah,
you're
right,
saying.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
right. Everyone's bondage night in Ravnica. So yeah, so you come up within conversation distance, and he looks at the two of you, and then he looks at Winnegar, and he says, "Winnegar, I presume."
I want Road to answer for me. Road, say something. Like I'm sending a message to Road. Be like, Road, say like something really cool, something that makes me sound like awesome, like a surname, like a long Winnegar, fifth of his name, blah 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 blah, something like that.
Road is not used to this. She's panicking. Yeah. Yes, this is the Winnegar. That's the best she can do.
Keep it tight. I like it.
We got an air of mystery.
You're quite a difficult person to get in touch with, Winnegar. I had to go to some lengths. Appreciate your coming here and meeting with me.
I nod my head down once.
Yes, he considers it quite the favor.
Ooh, that's good.
Thank you.
And he says, I'm going to spare you introducing myself. You know who I am. What I need to know, and he looks at what I need to know is, what are you trying to accomplish? You and your agents have been vexing me for some time, but I can't figure out what your purpose is. You're not just saboteurs. Who do you work for? Why? What do you want?
Okay, Road. We can't give anything away, so we have to ask for something in return before we answer something, okay? So we definitely need him. Answer a question with a question.
What question?
I have no idea. I thought you would fill in the blank at this point. He's staring at us, though. We got to come up with something real quick.
We work for the people of Ravnica.
Ooh.
Our real question is, what were you having Rourke build?
Okay, all the rain's coming down. This is very dramatic. It's very film noir. I love this, Road.
Yeah, you're doing a really good job. I
You're
think this is the best we've
killing it.
ever done.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, here, look. I even have some atmosphere for you if you'd like it. There you go.
Please.
Yeah. Oh, that looks great.
Thank you. I made that on the break.
Hell yeah.
No, but now I'm worried because now it's a map.
Weird, chat. I can't
No,
imagine
let's
why
take it
they
back.
would be worried. Why would, that's the strangest thing. Why would they be
take it
worried about
back.
that?
I
So
like it.
anyway,
And now their health is displayed for
yeah,
some
just
reason.
clearly
Who
out in the
knows?
open.
Kind of feeling lied to right now.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's
I don't
nobody
like
here
it.
but these three and you. So, all right. So they, you said we're working for the people of Ravnica. That was the line. Okay.
It wasn't a great line, but it was a line.
It was a line. Yeah. And he squints and he says, and then you asked him what he was having Rourke make, and he says, my allies and your friend Rourke, and it sounds like you and I are all trying to work for the same thing. We're trying to protect Ravnica. It's in grave danger, graver danger, I think, even than you realize. I was having Rourke build a device to help me mitigate that danger.
Ral, what do you believe the danger that threatens Ravnica to be?
I don't know. What do you think it is?
Oh, this is a negotiating thing. Just say you'll both say it at the same time. Just say you'll say it at the same time.
1, 2,
I mean,
raccoons.
1, 2, 3, gentrification.
yeah.
All right.
So what's funny about this is a great bit, but nearly impossible to pull off on a virtual call because there's a slight delay. So even if we tried to count it in, we'd be like 3, no, you go, and then okay at the same time.
It'll be great on the podcast, though. We'll just sync it.
I say, oh, come now, Ral. You just said that we were allies.
if you really want to protect Ravnica and the people that live in it, then yeah, we are. But just because we have the same goal doesn't mean we're coming at it from the same direction. I've got plans. Things are already in motion. And he glances up at the sky. Like, not on purpose, but you see him glance up at the storm. Things are already in motion, and I don't think that I can keep operating behind Niv Mizzet's back for much longer, so things are coming to a head. You best be ready. Now, I don't know who you think your enemies are, but it's not me.
Then tell us who our enemy is, Ral. That's what we're asking.
And he dramatically like turns around and kind of like paces a
Oh my
little bit,
God.
and he says, "It's like I don't know what it is yet, but all my calculations are leading towards something big soon. Project Lightning Bug, it's almost done. We're ready for the final phase, and once that happens, there's no going back, but all the data says that this is the correct way to go. Now, I know you're working with Dovin Ban. You have to be. What has he told you? What's coming?"
Oh, Road, I got an idea.
What?
Road,
Yeah.
just say all your answers are in here and then leave the briefcase and then we go. Because it's nothing. That's genius.
You're right. That's really good. But is there anything else we need to learn yet? Or are we good with just walking away?
This guy's going to freak out in about 5 seconds.
You're right.
Look at
And
him.
I
He's
think
already
he
doing
can
the
kill us
sides. He's doing
with
the
just, like,
sides.
a
He's looking
glance.
up in the rain. Who looks up in the rain? That's
Do you ever feel like
crazy.
you've just walked into someone else's hero's journey? I feel like
Yeah.
that right now.
Yeah.
Cut to Tack just laying under the bleachers staring into the rain.
I feel like I'm no longer the least important person in the room, and I frankly don't like it.
I don't like it either. Ask him what he wants from us. Like what he actually wants us to do.
What do you want from us, Ral?
He looks at Winnegar because he's realized like what's going on in these interim times that you're talking mentally, and so he looks at you, Winnegar, and he says, "The time is coming for everybody to pick a side. I just want to make sure that you and all the people that work for you are on the right side."
We may not be able to provide information for you, Ral, but we can provide action if we deem it in our favor. You would just have to tell us what action you would want.
I can't work like this. I need the data so that I can make my calculations, and I know that you know things that I don't know, and I can't have that.
Fucking nerd.
And he says to you, he's like, "I didn't want it to have to be this way, but your little friend made me think of something. You snuck into that lab and proved that memory extraction is possible, and I don't have time for you and your cloak and dagger BS anymore. So you need to come with me back to Nivix, and we need to have a longer conversation about what you know." So, and you can see him like fiddling with his gauntlet while he's talking.
All right, it's
to
time
you.
for the briefcase bit. Now, calm down. Here we go. Let's sell the briefcase bit. Here we go.
Let's do it.
I dramatically take out a
Do
key.
it, do
Wait,
it,
no,
do it.
Winnegar has the key, so Winnegar has to give me the key.
And
So
Yeah.
let
I-
Winnegar say
like,
the bit
right-
because then he can use his charisma. Please, for the love of God.
no, it's
Knowing-
fine. I've got it.
knowing
Roll20
that
loves me.
Ralzeric chose BS on a stream marked mature on Twitch is the greatest
He's
delight of my day.
Ral,
Such a fucking
you know that Ral and Tomic
Dweeb.
have had conversations. Like Tomic is the one who has to be like, "Ral, language, please." Right.
Oh man.
What a
if it's
Captain
just a picture of
America.
Tomic in the briefcase? Oh.
With like a red circle around it.
Yeah.
What are you implying?
It doesn't
the call
matter
is
what
coming from inside
it doesn't
the
matter
house.
what we imply, it matters what he infers.
It's true.
Yeah. Also, I'm not gonna kill him. I'm just gonna steal your boyfriend.
That's right. That's right, Ralzeric. He loves me now.
It's a red circle made of smooch marks.
Yeah, okay.
It's just like lipstick smooch marks.
Before Rode speaks, I'm going to put my hand up and then hand Rode the key to the briefcase.
It looks like Winnegar is willing to give you some answers as an act of kindness. And I make a show of like unlocking the handcuff and I dramatically set the briefcase down on the ground. I can't believe how feral this is. I dramatically set the briefcase down on the ground and I say, this has everything that you need. And then in my head, I'm like, okay, Winnegar, I'm going to count to 3 and you're going to go invisible and I'm going to shadow jump and we're going to get the fuck out of here. Okay.
Oh, I could just dimension door out of
Oh,
here.
Dimension Source, the fuck out of here. Let's go. Let's go.
So yeah.
All right.
I want a dimension door out of here.
Okay, so you set it down and you want to cast Dimension Door?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
kind of kick it towards him.
All right. So he looks down at it. You start casting the spell. It only takes a moment, right? You say the magic
secret
words.
counter
You wave your hands.
spell.
And when you finish the spell, you realize nothing has happened. The little robot next to him makes some like odd pulsing noise, and the spell just doesn't work. And Ral shakes his head and he says, "I thought you might try that." And he turns the dial on his gauntlet, and the whole arena, you feel like a tingle of electricity as it flows, pulses out from him, and reveals some of his friends in the arena. So as the pulse washes out over you, it reveals there are a handful of other
So
Izzet
many guys. There's
holding
so many.
some of them holding flamethrowers, others holding like essentially magical tasers. And he looks at you and he says,
We're such fucking idiots.
yeah, he just shakes his head and sighs. And that's when everyone needs to roll initiative.
Oh no!
I don't know if I want to since they were about to ditch me here. So
Look, I know that you can get away. Don't be
yeah,
weird.
but you didn't tell Tack you were leaving.
They don't even know you're there.
I know.
You know what? While I'm grabbing one more token, TK, why don't you
No,
roll an Arcana check for Tack?
I would love to fail this.
I just want to
thank
see if you recognize what the spell Winnegar was casting. The DC is going to be
15. I rolled a 15.
You got 15? Okay, because the DC
Sorry.
is 10 plus the level of the spell. And I think
Oh.
Dimension was like 3rd level or something like it.
Dimension door is 4th level.
4th level. Okay, so
Okay.
you succeeded. Yes.
Yeah, Tack saw him
see-
cast it in the warehouse. Was
Yeah.
like, oh, cool, nice, neat, cool, awesome.
Yes, so you
great."
definitely are aware of
Cool.
the attempted escape by
Thanks,
by your friend
asshole.
here. Here we go.
Look, only I can ditch our friends in a time of need.
Okay, all right. So let me grab the initiative order here. We got a couple of people on here, but I've got a bunch to roll. So, and then yeah, Tack, if you wanna
Yeah, of
grab your
course,
token
I'll
and roll
join in. I'm not gonna be that much of an asshole. I mean, Tack would.
Well, even if you choose to leave, I want to know when you're taking your actions.
yeah.
Okay.
Tack would leave, but TK wants to be a team player.
Okay. So it's 1, 2. This guy. That's what I get for having a bunch of different kinds of
Frankly, I
goon.
need the money.
Honestly, if this is where Rode dies, this is where she dies. You know?
Every
Honestly,
story's gotta
you
end
know what?
somewhere.
This was
You
a
know?
death well earned, honestly.
All
At
right.
least I had fun.
So, Road, you're first. You're firstest and fastest. What do you want to do?
Great. I cast Mage Armor on myself. So my AC is now 16 instead of a measly 13.
Okay.
And then
Now, because I know chat is going to ask, does Mage Armor stack with your own natural monk abilities?
No,
Okay.
but it doesn't matter because it still makes
Still
it
better?
higher.
Okay.
Like, because the base for mage armor is 13 plus my dex, and the unarmored is like a base of 10 plus my wisdom plus my dex, and my wisdom is 0.
Right.
So
it actually is more beneficial. Okay. So what does mage
Yes.
armor look like when you cast it?
oh my gosh, I imagine just like it looks even more jellyfishy. Like I go even more translucent is I think what it is now. I become
Cool.
even harder to hit.
Nice.
Is
Okay.
what I think happens.
And is mage armor a bonus action spell?
No, it's
or
a
an action?
whole action,
Okay.
and I'm cool with doing that. Can I still do bonus actions
Of course,
if I cast
yeah,
a spell? I was just
definitely.
I know that there's like some weird rules about bonus
Yeah,
actions
it's just
and
number of
spells,
spells
and
you
I'm
can
new.
cast, but you're fine
Okay.
for now.
Okay, cool. I would like to find out if this weird robot is going to stop me from shadow stepping. So is there any shadows that I can see close by that I could try to step through?
Yeah, consider basically where Tack is and all of the stands as being like in shadow. The only real kind of
Okay.
light is just this area, and even then it's not great.
Okay, well, I've got 45 speed, so let's see if she can get there. Oh, I absolutely can. So I'm gonna back up here, I think, and try to shadow step just towards the edge of the arena.
Okay, so you
Oh,
can
gosh.
move.
Sorry, yes,
That's okay.
I selected pan instead of. Yep, I'm gonna move right here and then
Okay.
try to shadow step up to 60 feet away. So let's see. Yep, probably up there. Can I do it?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my gosh, I can.
Well, actually, let
Ugh.
me check. Is it a spell or an ability?
It's an ability.
And where does it come from? You get it from being a monk?
It is. Yeah, let me go ahead and drop it.
Yeah, if you
for
can just-
everyone to see.
Just post it, because then I need to see. I'm looking for certain keywords.
Yes.
You gain the ability to step from one shadow to the other as a bonus action. Oh, so it's just an ability. It's not even a spell or anything. Yeah.
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 So
Okay.
that's why I didn't know if it would work or not. But I think Rhode's first inclination would be to find out because that's her usual exit strategy.
Okay.
And she knows that she can't fight Ralzeric. She's
Sorry,
not.
these are actually-
She knows that.
Okay, yeah, so you're fine. Yeah, you're able to teleport, and you want to teleport 60 feet to there?
Yeah. What are the exits? Just the large.
Yeah, the archways.
Okay.
2 of them are closed. So this one, the top and bottom one are closed. But the floor level ones you can still exit through, or you can get to the edge, climb up, and jump off. Right, you could fall.
Oh.
So there's the top is now open. So from where you are, there's about a 20-foot wall, and
When
then
I'm a
from
monk,
there,
so it's
exactly from there,
like-
if you vault over that wall, there's a drop of about like 80 feet, and then the ground on the other side. But again, you could try to slide down the wall or climb down the other side or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess if like. I don't know if message is still up, but if it is, I'm gonna say, Winnegar, we've got to get out of here. And that's my turn.
Let's see. Message technically is 1 message each time it's cast, so Winnegar has
Okay.
not resent it. But if Winnegar communicates, then you can communicate back.
Bet you wish I took Featherfall now.
So Tack and Winnegar, you watch as soon as Winnegar's spell doesn't go off, Road bang just runs towards the shadow and disappears. Just runs into the wall where the shadows are.
Doesn't feel good, does it, Vinegar?
Oh yeah, can I do like a stealth thing to try and not?
No, you're out of
be-
actions, right? You have to take the
Oh, I
hide
am.
action.
It's a
So
fucking. You're
yeah.
right. You're right. I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
So
I'm wrong.
Ral shouts at his is it goons. He says, "Ignore her. We want this one. Try and take him alive." And they do. So let's see how that goes.
And they do roll credits and
I can't let this happen. I feel so bad.
And they do.
see you next week, everybody.
How do I
Okay.
help you?
Bye.
Well, so I'm thinking Dimension Door got canceled, but Mage Armor didn't. Maybe.
Yes,
like,
yeah, right. So
Maybe it's not all spells. Maybe invisibility still works or something. Or
yeah, could be. Okay.
No.
So let me see. What's the
Or the field
range?
could just be down.
Yeah, or maybe it only works on
Entirely.
certain numbers of spells or whatever. Okay, so let me look at the range on
may have used it to drop invisibility and then.
There we go. Okay, so the Galvanic Blast Seeker is the first one to go. And he's going to moves over here. And then, yeah, from his gauntlet, he points his gauntlet at you, Winnegar, and you get lightning bolted. A jolt of lightning leaps from the end of the caster's gauntlet and hurls towards you, crackling in the open air. Can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Can I ever?
It's a big 12 for our podcast.
Big 12,
listeners.
okay. All right, the DC was 15. So we're looking at 10d6 lightning damage.
Oh my god.
Okay, here we go.
Adam, that's a bit. You can't do that.
All
Adam,
right.
that's a bit.
You take 36 lightning damage. So yeah, he comes over and he points, and then a lightning bolt leaps from his hand, strikes you hard in the chest. You stagger back and take a ton of damage. And I think that the Blast Seeker, like, he keeps his hand pointed at you, and he's like, "Don't make me do it again. Surrender, come on." And attack. It's your turn.
I mean,
Now, the guy that just shot Winnegar is 20 feet away from you, and you are hidden.
cool, neat. Kind of feels like Winnegar's already dead, and and frankly
cut-
deserves it.
Cut to Tack, who is already writing Winnegar's eulogy.
Already broken into Winnegar's house, taking all his things. No, I guess I'll.
Can I ask a question? When I saw him cast that spell, was there a
Yes.
verbal component in it?
No. Galvanic Blast Seekers, they innately cast the following spells requiring no component required other than their Izzet gear. So he's actually not a spellcaster in the way that Winnegar is. He's using his gauntlet and discharging galvanic batteries to fire lightning bolts that act like the lightning bolt spell.
He's got like a Power Rangers glove or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Nintendo.
He looks at his glove and he's like, "It's so bad."
He's like,
Yeah, so yeah,
he's just like web slinging lightning bolts.
Yeah, Spider-Man would be a member of
my-
the Izzet League. Actually, Spider-Man and Iron Man both. Yeah, Iron Man's a pretty classic
Spider-Man's
Izzet.
colors
Okay.
are red blue.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly, right?
So I would like to use go ahead and use my Hexblade's curse. It doesn't say that I need to say anything really. I just
Yeah.
choose a creature I can see within
Death stare
30
them.
feet of me.
Okay.
And just like only I can kill Winnegar. It doesn't say they need to hear me, and
Yeah.
it's not a spell.
I think
So-
all he feels is that, like, somebody walked over my grave feeling, where he's just like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, what the hell was that?"
So
But he's all fired up on adrenaline anyway. So yeah, he's cursed.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and this is the problem is like now that I've used a bonus action to Hexblade curse, I'm not gonna be able to hide again after
That's right. He'll see you
stabbing him.
if you attack. Yeah.
But it's been a long time since I've taken any damage in a battle, and there's like a gazillion of these guys, so I am definitely gonna die tonight, or go back to jail. That's fine too. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do a sweet little stabby stab.
Mhm.
I want to stabby stab with my dagger.
Okay. So do you want to jump down there and do it, or do you want to throw the dagger from here?
The thing that sucks is
Yeah.
that I'm gonna, if I throw the dagger, I no longer have a weapon, but if I jump down there, I no longer have cover.
If
Unless
we kill
he
Winnegar,
dies,
then they can't get any information, and then we can just leave.
fuck you, right? We could just kill Winnegar. That's problem solved. I am gonna jump down there.
Can you just imagine the scene? There's this really tense scene with a crime boss and his lackey holding an umbrella, speaking for him, and then all of a sudden, the guy with the umbrella drops it and runs away, and someone else comes up and stabs him in the neck. Like Ralph's gotta be like, "What the fuck?
What
I didn't
is
even do anything."
happening here?
I'm so sorry, Winnegar.
Fuck, man. I already used Hexblade Curse, so I'm gonna go ahead. I am going to throw my dagger.
Okay. So you have advantage on the attack, and you are hidden, and you'll get your extra Hexblade damage, and you have a crit on a 19 or a 20, and and you have your normal sneak attack. So
what? I could use. No, I'm not using that. No, thank you. Boop. I just clicked my dagger.
Okay. All right. So you got a 20.
Oh, okay, I got 20.
Yeah, because you have advantage.
Okay.
So you appear from the shadows, fling your dagger. You definitely hit him. Yep.
Okay. So dagger attack, and my sneak attack is 4d6.
Okay.
So slash roll 4d6. So 14.
Okay. So 5, another 9, and then in addition, your proficiency
Hexblade.
bonus from the Hexblade's curse.
Right. Proficiency bonus is 4.
Another 4. Okay. All right. So, Winnegar, you see the guy aim the weapon at you.
No, never mind.
Aim the weapon at you. Fire the lightning bolt. You feel this electricity course through you. Your vision goes blurry. As it clears, you see, and your ears are ringing. The guard. He's not pointing the weapon at you anymore. He's got a knife sticking out of his shoulder, and he's grabbing at it, and he shouts, "Assassins in the stands!" And Ral turns, and Winnegar, you hear him say, "Vraska, damn it!" And then Tack, if you want to move, you can finish your turn. Nobody else hears him mutter that except Winnegar.
Tack is going to. Do you remember when I said TK is going to be a team player?
I vaguely remember that, yes.
The A team.
Yep.
I did my part. I want to. Bye. So movement. I'm gonna.
Okay.
I like how Road and Tag are like, oh, this sounds like a Winnegar problem from here on out.
Really? That's like 1,000 guys down there.
Oh, did Winnegar not have an escape plan? Because we did.
Winnegar did have an escape
has
plan,
a lightning
but
shotgun.
yeah, the magic android thing stopped it. So okay, yeah. So you want to move? Where you headed there, Tech?
Where is the nearest like door out?
Right here.
How far away is
On
it?
the east, from where you're at,
Yeah.
like 85, 90 feet.
85. Dang. I can't dodge. I already used my, or I can't dash. I already used my
That's right, yeah.
bonus. So I'll just go 30 feet in that direction.
Okay.
Can I, taking cover is an action, right?
Going prone isn't an action. If you just want to like lie down and roll under a bench.
Yeah, I'd like to. I will move at half speed if that's what it takes to have the cover of the bleachers.
Oh yeah, so you want to like lie down under the bleachers and then crawl? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So you're prone and you're under the bleachers, so you can get. What's your normal move? 30 or 25?
30.
30. Okay.
It's
All right. So you can get to about there. You start crawling under the bleachers.
Yeah, because I want cover. Because if they don't chase me and they just like shoot like shooty thingies, then that's fine. But if they come up, then I still have an opportunity to be like at least hidden.
Yeah. Okay. Winnegar, it is your turn. Ral is turned to you and is saying, he has hands up and he's like, "You don't have to die here tonight, Winnegar. Just come with me. Tell me everything you know and we can get out of this. For Ravnica, Winnegar, come on." And he's like putting his hand out to you, like, get up. And he's trying to play good cop, like, I could get them to electrocute you some more, but I don't want to. Come with me.
Winnegar is like on the ground after being like electrocuted.
Mhm.
I think he just like starts laughing. Like he didn't even want to be here.
That's right.
He knew this was gonna go down. But while he's doing that, he's toppled over. He's on the ground. I want to turn on the ornithopter and like let it go because I don't want to get caught with it, you know?
Mm.
And like it might signal to Dovin Band, like where I am or what's going on, or show, or I imagine this has really high ceilings, so like maybe it can go up. And
Yeah, the ceiling's actually open, so it can fly out and like, go get help, little guy.
yeah, yeah. Help me, Dovin Man. You're my only hope.
I mean, like, it's a pretty good analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, the ornithopters have like true sight protocol, so Dovin Band won't get a message that's like, "Who is this faceless weirdo asking for my help?"
Yeah. And then he's just like,
pull it out of your bag and
pull it out, like let it go.
Be
and
free.
he's just like he just like is just like laughing and giggling how stupid it is. And he's just like, fine, you win. Are you ready for disappointment? And he turns off the sky self, and he's just like kneeling there in front, like slumped over, kind of like I imagine the scene from Lethal Weapon, right, where he's in the rain and he shoots the gun on his knees, and he's just like, oh, like just like that in the rain,
flopped down in the rain.
Yeah.
This got surprisingly romantic, and I'm okay with it.
All right. So you release the drone, the ornithopter, and Ral shouts, "Don't let that get back to Ban. Take it out." And it starts like fly away. So as he's turning back to you, the two, let me see. I don't know if these Scorchbringers, let me check the range on their weapons. Stream of flame, 30 feet long and 15 feet wide. Okay. So I'm going to make these two both, because they're the closest ones, they turn their little flamethrower and they fire them up at the air as the ornithopter is trying to buzz away. So I'll make two saving throws for the ornithopter, but it's pretty damn quick. So I'm going to +8 on this save. And I think the save is DC 12. So here's the first roll for the ornithopter. It gets a 27.
Ooh.
Second one for the ornithopter gets a 12. Okay, so let's see here. Is it half damage on a failed save? Half as much on a successful one. Okay, so it takes 2d6 and then another 2d6, but it halves these. So it takes 3 and then 3. It takes 6 damage. Okay, it's still alive, slightly scorched, and now outside of the range of these two Scorchbringers. So they fire a burst of flame at them. The thing does evasive maneuvers, comes out slightly scorched, and as it's flying backwards, it scans the whole arena with a quick beam to be like, now, and remember, it doesn't have to actually go anywhere. It just needs to get out of range so they can scan it, because Dovin Band gets an alert back in HQ. And Ral says to you, Winnegar, he's like, I don't know what Dovin Band told you, but he's your enemy, Winnegar. He's all of Ravnica's enemy. He's the one you should be fighting against, not me. And he's got, rain pouring on his face now, and it's all very dramatic, lightning flashing in the background. Yeah. So he's looking down at you like, we can't let this, you can't let them get to you. Please, Winnegar, come with me. And the guards are approaching, right? They come over kind of warily, holding their flamethrowers, and everybody's setting up like a close perimeter around you. And then holding their action to see what you're going to do. And I think unless it looks like you're not hidden, but you're trying to hide, Tax. So this one, I think he's probably mad at you personally, but everyone's focused on Winnegar. So
Rude.
Road, it is your turn. You're seeing all of this from up here in the shadows as you are making your escape. What do you want to do?
I take a few steps down.
Okay.
I line up the shot, and I'm gonna try and kill that machine with my 2 dagger throws
Kill that thing? Okay. Sure.
to give Winnegar a chance to get out.
Okay. If you're
That's
throwing,
like the best I've got.
you got to be at least this close if you want to throw a dagger.
Yes, and is that at disadvantage if I'm only 60
Yeah,
feet?
if you're 60 feet, it's disadvantage. Yeah.
How close do I have to be to not get disadvantage?
Here.
Oh my god, Winnegar.
I like how that was Winnegar's fault. Winnegar, why aren't daggers more aerodynamic? Winnegar, you fool.
Doesn't feel good, does it, Katie May?
I want to help you. I want to help you, but you're making it so hard. Oh.
Winnegar, why are you so easy for our enemies to kill?
Okay. Carlos, do I get close and try to help you? Or do I get out? What do you think?
It's hard.
I can take the shot at disadvantage. I'll lose both of my daggers. I'll do that. Or I guess I could ride or die.
Follow your heart.
Even at disadvantage, would your daggers be able to take that thing out? You know what I mean? Because like they weren't able to take out the ornithopter with, you know what I mean? Like how much damage could you?
If I was in love with Winnegar, I would be like trying to get close enough to do a stunning strike on it so that we could get out, right? To stall the but I'm not in love with Winnegar, and I won't get that close to
You're
Ralsei.
below that threshold.
Yes, you have not unlocked the relationship requirement. You didn't give me pastries every morning.
Just ask yourself, what would Torgor do? You know, and
Torgor would get hella killed.
How do I get laid? I guess is what I ask myself. And then yeah. And the other thing is it's like, oof, you're a Dimir agent. I probably shouldn't let you get captured. That's bad for business.
Oh, we don't know.
Bad for business.
Okay, so I guess I'll take it at disadvantage and I'll throw the 2 daggers and I'll spend the key points to do that.
You're such a good friend.
Well, that's the bare minimum because the other.
You're such a good friend. That's the bare minimum.
That's like the bare minimum of what I can do, but I also don't like.
I did not meet.
But like, if one of us makes it out and can tell the Dimir, then you have a slightly better chance of getting rescued. So, yeah, I'm standing there and I'm going to throw 2 at disadvantage.
Okay.
Is there any way that I can do this to get sneak attack damage?
If you take the hide action first as a bonus action, do you have that as a level 2 or you're level 3 rogue now? Yeah, right. So you can.
I do have that.
Okay, so it's roll stealth. Then the first throw will be a regular roll because you give advantage, and then
26.
Okay. Yes, you were definitely hidden from everyone in this arena, so you'll have advantage on this first roll.
Okay.
I guess you can probably only throw 1 dagger anyway. So
I have 2 daggers.
do have
I'm
2.
going to spend the key points.
Okay. All right. Yeah. 26.
Do an extra
so
attack.
well done.
Definitely a hit. Yeah. Roll damage.
Cool. That
And you'll have your sneak attack on this damage as well.
Okay. Do I remember how to do this? We'll see. I do. Okay, so 14 damage on the first one.
Okay, the first knife does not kill it, but it does damage it pretty good.
Okay. I'm
Fling the
seeing
knife.
if there's anything else I can do before I spend this key point. No, I think this is it. Fuck. Okay, yeah, then I guess I'm just gonna throw my second dagger and just pray to God it gives Winnegar a chance out. Here we go.
Okay.
Disadvantage. It's
Yeah,
still a 15.
still a hit. Yep, 15 still a hit.
Okay.
Woo.
6 damage.
That is exactly how many hit points it had left.
Whoa.
So it explodes on the second hit.
Get out, bud!
So you fling the first knife, it
Friendship
hits.
forever.
You fling the first knife, it hits it. Raul looks up like, "Hey!" And then the second knife, it blows up. You hit it, and he's like, "Oh, my umbrella!" And yeah, shields himself from the debris. He like scowls up at you, and that's your turn. Okay,
Whoa, that
yes,
was so good.
that's my turn.
nicely done. Okay, all right. So the Blast Seekers, which I believe is this guy, he's going to go and try to deal with Road now because, I mean, you're throwing knives at them. So let's see. Ooh, he can fly up to 10 feet. Okay, so he's gonna move. He's gonna move here,
Okay.
and then so he runs over, and his, of course, because he's a big is it nerd, his backpack jets come out of the bottom of it, and he flies up in the air, and then throws a lightning bolt at you, Road. So let's see how
My
that.
AC's at 16 now.
You need to make a
so
dexterity saving throw.
God damn.
Yeah, dex save.
You got good decks. You'll be fine.
I do. Oh, I got a 7 to saving throws. Here we go. 17.
Okay, so you're gonna take half damage, and then I'm gonna go.
Oh, I was also oh no, I'm not still south. So
I gotta flip
chat,
a
I
coin
messed
for
it.
Galvanic Overcast. Let me just check here.
What does that mean?
On an odd number. Okay, so the Blast Seeker takes 2d8 force damage.
Oh my god.
So he's gonna take 2d8.
Oh, do I have evasion?
Yeah, like if you make the save, you get nothing. You just dodge the lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Nice.
At 7th level, your instinctive agility lets you dodge out of the way of certain area effects, such as the blue dragon's lightning.
hmm
When
So,
you
yeah.
are subject dex and I pass it, I take no damage.
There you go. Okay, so he fires a lightning bolt at you, and it carves like a deep, jagged line through the steps, but you dodge out of the way, and then he flies back to the ground. Tack, it is your turn. You're under a bleacher.
Sorry, I am updating some very strange notes.
Fair.
Just
Very fair.
easily. I feel like things are different now. I don't know. There's something about Tack like pokes their head up and it's like, this kind of feels okay. I don't have a weapon. Okay, this is a problem.
I threw my knife.
It's like Tack's just like, cool, and then I'm gonna continue. Like, I would like to cunning action dash as much as I can while prone towards the exit. Or I guess I could action hide and then cunning action dash
stand up
go
and then
45 feet instead.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll stand up,
Okay.
hide, cunning action dash with the rest of my movement.
Perfect. Okay, so make that stealth roll, and then you can move 45 feet.
You gonna do it?
14, not great. You rolled a 2.
Ooh.
Thing is, I don't think anybody around here, like the only person really looking for you is this Cosmotronic guy, and his passive perception is only 12, so you're fine.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
I'm having a delightful time.
Yeah.
Rolled
and
a
then
2. That was good. Yeah. And
45
then,
feet will get you like there towards the exit.
nice. Yeah.
Okay.
And just like into like a little corner area.
All right. Winniger, the robot box in front of you has been destroyed. And Ral is extending a hand to you in the rain like, come on, be on Team Ral, Winniger. Things are not the way you think they are. Let me show you.
Oh God. Oh, I gotta run.
Yeah, I'm like motioning, like, get out.
Winniger, no. Come with me.
He's still on the ground and he sees, he hears the robot, the construct, like kind of fizzle out and, little smoke or whatever.
Yeah.
And he like looks up
Yeah.
and he looks up at Rallis and he goes, you should have taken the briefcase. No deal. And then like he zaps himself out with the briefcase in hand.
Grab it.
And just as far as Dimension Door is 500 feet and 1 foot. Like I start running like he's terrified.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you disappear, and we see Ral looking at the spot where you used to be, and he shakes his head and wipes his hair out of his face, and he turns, and the guards near him are like, "Should we chase after them, sir?" And he puts his hand up. He's like, "Nah, fuck it, let him go." And he sighs and he says, "We just have to hope that Tomek is having a better time with the Rakdos." And then we cut to
What?
Torgor.
What?
So Road and Tack, you are they don't chase you. They let you run off, right? But we cut back to the apartments. And I think that Torgor, now you and Judith are sitting at her table. This is like sometime later. There is a meal of probably very, very rare meat that the two of you have just finished eating. She's sipping a glass of wine, and you're talking about her play, or about your play. And so you've like told her a little bit about it, and she as we fade in, she's saying, I don't normally go for autobiographical works, but this sounds intriguing. I just wonder if, with everything being as chaotic as they've been, if you're going to get a chance now. Kara dying, it's a temporary setback, but a setback. We're without an emissary now, and Rakdos has to turn all of his attention on the other guilds. Eyes turned outward. You understand.
More than you know.
And she reaches out and she runs her hand along your jaw, and she says, I've become quite fond of you. It worries me every time you leave Rixmadi. You should stay here. Focus on your art. Let me worry about the outside world for you.
What is an artist but without inspiration? I can't create what I need to create without experiencing the life that others live. And frankly, I wouldn't be able to write about such grace beasts and monsters like the like of Dobin Ban without having experienced it firsthand. For you, my darling, I could not be what I am without the outside world.
And she leans back in her chair, and you can see her kind of taking stock of you, and she says, "There's something different about you, Torgor. You're not like Kerfuffle or Akara or even like me. What is that?"
If I knew, I wouldn't be able to. I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to be what I am if I knew.
These are times of increased security. We've been having to tighten things up around here. Just the other week, one of the Blood Witches caught a Dimir spy here in Rixmadi. Can you believe it?
Frankly, yes. The Dimir are everywhere.
I liked it better when we pretended they didn't exist. Now it's just an embarrassment finding a spy like that.
Mm-hmm. It's a shame. We have to second guess where allegiances lie when we should know, at least within our own guild, that they're to something greater.
But not you, Torgor. Your allegiances are firm, aren't they?
Mistress, this evening you would have seen, if my actions here did not prove it, what I had laid out would have confirmed to you that my only concern is for the safety of Rakdos.
The body can be made to lie as well as the mouth. But I believe you for now. And she grins. And she says, besides, most of the other guilds have gone to ground. I hear even the Golgari's new leader isn't sticking around. No one's seen her for a while. Though, if I were her, and she kind of rolls her eyes, she says, the nerve of that woman. Hesperia, right in the middle of the summit.
I feel like she's trying to impress me by what she knows.
Yeah, maybe.
And I want to immediately act like I'm on the same level and being like, the boldness. I frankly, to be honest, I respect it. If only we could have smashed the statue afterwards and done a group participation where everyone gets a hammer. That would have been and that's the way I would have done.
She smiles and she says, yes, it's been some time since anyone lost a Perun. I think It's making everyone a little bit nervous. Rakdos has been down in the fire pits meditating for some time, and no one's seen Niv Mizzet either. Very interesting times, but I can feel the tension. The storm's going to break soon. Blood running in the streets. You feel you're ready for that, Torgor?
I feel like I am. But I do think I need Rakdos here, out of the furnace above, for guidance and inspiration. For if the guilds potentially go to war, we need a Parun.
And she nods. I have nothing but faith in our Dark Master that he will rise when the time is right. For now, we, as mortal servants, can only attempt to aid our master. And when she says that, there's a knock on the door. And she smiles and she says, I wanted you here for this, Torgor. And she stands up, she walks over to the door, and she opens it. And on the other side of the door, you see Tomek.
I pull my sheet up over my nipples.
I assumed both of you were probably wearing like robes over top of what you were wearing before, if anything. Yeah. So you kind of pull your robe closed a little, and and so you see Tomek at the door, and he's rain drenched. He's got his robes on. He has his bag, and she says, "Advocist," and he bows slightly, and says, "Milady, can I come in?" And she gestures, and he comes inside, and the two of them come in, and she says to you, she looks at you, and she says, "Advocist, this is Torgor, a project of mine." And Tomek comes over and doesn't know whether to like shake your hand or what, but he takes a step towards you, and I think he settles. He settles on a bow, like a neat bow, and he says, "Tomek, Orzhov Advocist, but I'm not here in that capacity." And she turns, and Judith says, "Please, Tomek, have a seat. Torgor, would you get our guest a glass of wine?"
It would be my honor, mistress.
Okay. Yeah. So you get up and go do that. You can still overhear what they're talking about.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
So Judith turns to him and says, "Well, if you're here, I assume that means that your mistress received our payment." And he nods and says, "Kaya was most appreciative." And she says, "Good. We have the body. It's in one of the lower chambers. We've attempted to keep it as well preserved as possible. Some of the Blood Witches have been working a ritual to preserve the corpse." And Tomek nods, and he says, "Good. I've brought all the supplies I need. We should be able to restore her soul to her body without too much trouble. Though Hakara is a bit unhinged to begin with, so how she comes back..." And Judith says, "It doesn't matter. We just need an emissary to show strength." And Tomek nods. He says, yes, that's important." And the two of them talk about the details of what sounds like a ritual to bring Hakara back to life. And do you, at any point, do you pipe in? Because I know before you were kind of wanting to show like, I know things too. I'm also a participant. Right. Do you interject yourself into this conversation? Like, I assume you bring Tomek a glass of wine, right, and you give it to him, and he says thank you, and you sit down back at the table. But did you want to just eavesdrop, or do you have things that you want to say?
I'd sit down, and while there's a moment, and there's any identifying markers as to what killed her. The rumors that the streets have been running wild with have led the imagination to only wonder. For me, my vote's on Ban.
And he nods and he says, "We don't know yet. The only real way to know this would be to take her to the Simic or to bring her back to the precinct of the Azorius, but I wouldn't suggest either of those things. The Simic have all but disappeared, and The Azorius, well, they're picking people up left, right, and center just because they feel like it. Now, I know my guild doesn't have the best track record, but Kaya's really turning things around. I'm worried. I'm worried, Judith. And he turns to her. He says, Ral is becoming more and more frantic every day. I worry about his mind. I do what I can to keep him on track, but he's obsessed. And this storm, this is only the beginning of something much larger. We have to be careful. And he turns back to you, Torgor, and he says, I'm sorry, I don't quite understand who you are, what you're doing here.
Oh, I am a dramatist and a playwright, and I'm currently working on a piece of work that portrays the true villain of Ravnica in its proper light, Dovin Bam.
Interesting. Media manipulation. Good move, Judith. There's going to come a time where we need the people of Ravnica to know who their enemies are. That's good. And he looks at you again, and he makes kind of a concerned face. And he says, I'm sorry about interrupting your dinner. It seems like you were having a nice time. Judith, I don't need you for the next bit. She's still where you left her? And Judith nods, and he stands up, and he turns to you, Torgor, and he gives you another bow, and he says, it was a pleasure meeting you. Good luck with your play.
Oh, you must come see it.
And he grins, and he says, you know what? If you get a chance to run it, and Ravnica's still here, I'll be there. Opening night. There's no chainsaws in this one, is there?
Oh, what's the fun in telling you the answer to that?
Right. Good. Well, okay. And he turns and he goes. Judith gives him permission to leave, and he goes to resurrect the emissary, with weird Orzhov necromancy. Judith turns to you, and she says, you know, I meant what I said to Tomek. You're a very special project to me, Torgor. I need you close to me now, more than ever.
Thank you, Judith, mistress, for everything. For I was just a humble circus hand prior to this. Oh, I made a name for myself, sure, but to be able to write and create has unlocked something in me and a connection to Rakdos that I didn't know I had prior.
The difference between the Rakdos cult and the other guilds, Torgor, is that they mistake chaos for disadvantage. The other guilds are concerned about sides, and certainly it would be preferable for us if Ravnica were to remain. But as things become more complex, more dangerous, I want you to remember where your loyalties lie. Here, with me, and with the cult. You'll be called upon to make some difficult decisions soon. I want to be able to trust you to make them correctly. I can trust you, can't I? And as she's speaking, she's like running her hand down your forearm, and as she gets to the end, it goes from the pads of her fingers to her nails, right? And she just digs them in slightly, like, I can trust you, can't I? Squeeze.
Of course. Rakdos is everything.
Can you please make a deception check for me?
Okay.
I want to get the DC before you roll. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
I don't think, I have a generic Blood Witch, so I'll start there and I'll just give her a bonus. So she's pretty smart. Okay, so do you want to know the DC before you roll, or do you want to roll and just have me tell you if you failed?
I want to roll first. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Ooh, deception.
I believe in you.
Oh,
24.
hot damn, a 24.
Yeah.
No.
What was the DC?
The DC was 14, so you blew it out of the water.
Oh.
Oh,
So-
even at disadvantage.
So she, even
So
if you have a
right.
disadvantage, So she looks at you and she grins. She's got those pointy teeth and her makeup, despite the activities of the previous hours and despite eating dinner, her makeup is still perfect. And she grins at you and she says, "That's good." So How do you feel about a second round? And she gives you a grin. And you get the impression it's not a
Yeah.
question. She's just asking so she knows.
I'm sorry, but they just ate.
I mean, it was like they had wine and maybe some like crackers, but definitely she
Oh,
wouldn't.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
not.
That's fine.
Yeah, little pieces of
Cheese
raw,
plate.
little pieces of raw organ meat, maybe. But yeah, oh yeah, she knows not to.
I'm
not to
fine.
fill.
Okay, because I'm only 33 and I have heartburn just thinking about it. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
Judith, it's like
So being old is
a little
like.
older.
Yeah. You'll get there in 12 years. Don't worry.
Katie May. Oh, oh boy.
That's right.
Ooh.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, maybe that's the shot, right? What's the
think
reaction shot? What's Torgor's face look like when she says that? Because the camera lingers on you.
Just a moment. Let me freshen up first, and I'll be right there.
Okay. All
I
right.
think
Yeah.
Torgor goes to the
So this is the thing. Yeah. So she gets up and she goes back to the back to her room, leaving you alone for a moment in the apartment. Is there anything that you want to do, or is it just like give me a minute and then the scene's
I
over?
think the running to the bathroom to get some privacy, the
Yeah.
moment when no one's around, like not to lose anything of the exact wording that was just said,
Mm-hmm.
and pulling the exact scene, everything that just happened as like an encoded thought.
Ah, cool.
Reading
Okay.
and then reading it himself. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, now I have the memory of reading what occurred. So
Mhm.
I know if I get asked about it, I can respond in a certain way. But then taking that and like tucking it inside his loot back with his things that are now like neatly
Right, because
placed.
she's not
Yeah.
she's not watching you. She's in her room. So if
Right.
you come out of the bathroom and go to your bag and tuck something into your into the body of your loot, no one will notice.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Cool.
Because yeah.
Okay.
And then,
yeah, in the kitchen as you walk by, you see two more of her like servants wearing the leather hood, and they're doing the dishes, and they have aprons, like frilly aprons on, and the two of them are just like washing the dishes. They don't notice
So,
you either because they don't notice anything because that's their job.
Terrific. I was going to talk to him, but if they don't
Yeah.
know, it's a Buckingham Palace guards.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
fine.
Yeah, we'll go with Buckingham Palace, sure. So you walk by and and head back into the room.
I head back in.
So-
but I also tell her,
Yeah.
like, be honest, I have a lot to do on the play, so this might be the last round before the morning. But
Yeah,
then
so
but then I must leave. Yeah.
Yeah, so she looks up at you and she's already like laying on the bed, kind of like with her arms out, and she looks up at you and smiles and she says, "Well, we'll just have to make it count, won't we?"
And then
And then
towards
we see you walk towards her. You walk in front of the camera, and then we use that to wipe to Tack and Road. Winnegar, I know you've jumped 500 feet away, and then you said you just want to like go to ground. You want to run for it, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just-
So Road and Tack, you are still in the Carnarium. You watch as Ral is like, we got to get out of here. Dovin Band's on his way. Rally up, head back to Nivix. I'll meet you there. Tack and Road, do you want to leave? Because you can just bail now, or you can stick around. But it looks like they're leaving too.
Is he leaving?
Yeah.
Like, okay. Do I want to be out of here before Dovin Band gets here? Yes, because I can't avoid ornithopters. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. So yeah, I guess I head over to Tack and I say, "Do you want to leave?"
Casually.
Yeah. Should we
Some
go?
like,
Go,
Should
or
we get out of here?
You do you
Me and you want to get?
Do you want to go get a drink?
I already called an Uber, so if you want to jump in there with me,
Do you want to split the? Do you just Venmo me or?
You're
Are you
muted.
right now?
yeah.
Are you?
I wasn't sure if it was a bit or if you were just muted.
Yeah,
Either
I
way, it's
couldn't tell
good.
if TK was doing a bit or
And
not.
it's like, well, this was all silent. Like I didn't speak during that, but I don't split Ubers. That was sound. There was sound with that
Yeah,
one.
if it was your idea, you're paying for it.
Yeah, but like all of this, like
Yeah.
that was all silent. That
Mhm.
was a bit, and then
Okay.
I just
Good.
forgot to hit the button.
Okay, fair.
So-
Oh, good.
Thank you, Katie May.
Okay.
What?
All right. Are the two of you
Fucking heard me.
sticking around to see what Dovin Band does, or are you going to leave? because the Azorius will show up and they're somewhat better at investigating than.
I don't know. I've kind of had enough with, cops for today. I don't know if I can end up in jail twice in one day. It's.
I think us getting arrested together and bailing out is for like a different time.
And you could probably get the reports
Shoot,
from
we
it
should
at the
get
Azorius
rela-
later.
Oh, that's
should
true,
get
Road. Yeah,
arrested
you.
together.
That's true. You do have access via your fake identity to the Senate. So yeah, you could maybe pull the records and see what was
Nice.
reported the night before. Yeah, totally.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep. I guess we get out.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah, I
you
guess we
ditch. They all do too. Everybody leaves the abandoned carnarium and heads off into the night. So Winnegar, you were the first one back at the Host in the Shell. It's closed now because it's nighttime. There's rain coming down. It's dark. It's windy. You get there and Dewdrop is asleep, and you head back to the lift. You pull yourself up, and when you get to the top, and I think this is probably gonna have to be the last shot of the episode. But as you get to the top, right, you pull yourself up. You notice that there is something lying on the steps in front of the door to the Host in the Shell. It's the size of like a small table. It's like it looks like a bundle of cloth maybe from here. It's soaking wet, and it's just laying there blocking the path to the door.
I open it.
Yeah, come over and like you reach down. Okay.
Yeah.
So you pull back the sheet, and underneath you see the long, wet black hair and pale white skin of the Rose. And she is laying on your doorstep. Whether she's alive or dead, we'll have to find out next time.
What just happened?
And Torgor's not here.
That's
We are
right.
never leaving the
It's okay. I
house.
moved on. It's all right. You
Yeah.
you slide in there. You go.
Everybody's favorite vampire girlfriend. She's laying there on your front
Vampire.
steps when you arrive. So we'll find out the fate of the Rose next time on Jace Beleren Must Die. Let's do some experience points, and then we'll say our farewells. So, did we learn something about Jace Beleren, his conspirators or servants?
Yes.
We learned something today. I think we did.
Yes.
Yeah, I think everybody gets the XP for that one.
Yes.
Did you learn something? Did anybody learn something important about a fellow member of the conspiracy? Torgor, you were alone the whole episode, so probably not for you. Anybody else learn anything about that you didn't already know?
Oh,
I learned something
message.
about myself, and that,
I learned
I'm not a.
something.
Yeah,
Tack,
learned-
what did you learn?
I learned that Road can, for some reason, make cool little scrolls with her mind. What the fuck is that about? Also, Winnegar was super cool with it. Didn't think that was interesting. Is that because he's just good at magic? I don't know.
I love watching Tack uncover the secret Demir conspiracy within the group.
Yeah.
Like we have so many
Especially-
nested conspiracies. It's so fun watching like Tack is working from the inside out and everybody else is working from the outside.
Well, because Tack rolled so low to
Yep.
pick up any
No, it's perfect.
any clues about it, and then also has no idea how magic works, but knows that their three partners do magic. So every time they see something between them, they're just like, "Oh, this is a magic thing."
Totally.
Huh.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Anybody else
We-
learn something about a fellow party member?
I guess Winnegar learned that Road would try to save him, which is I think a
Yeah.
surprise for everyone,
Yeah.
including
Tack
Road.
won't.
Yes, that's fair. So yeah, Winnegar, you also learned the thing. Good. Okay. Did you express your connection to your guild in a meaningful way?
Yes.
Torgor did. Yes, this is the Torgor one for sure. Yeah. And then did anybody's alignment complicate their life in an interesting way?
I think mine would have had I not thrown a dagger, had I just like
Yeah,
left.
exactly. Yeah, yours is do evil things when you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Anybody else for alignment?
I guess it's
It's pretty
impacted the
lawful
fact
neutral.
that have I ruined my relationship with my party's member? Like that is, would that count or is that different?
I mean, that doesn't feel particularly chaotic neutral to me. It seems like you got plans, right? Like that's still your alignment, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I think you're still on track for your alignment, and you haven't. Yeah, I think you stuck to it, and it didn't really change anything. Cool. All right.
Cool.
So I'm gonna update. I'll update the overlays. So Road, you are Rogue 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody else level up?
I just hit level 2 for my bard.
Okay, so Road, I'll add a level of Rogue, and then Torgor, taking a level of Bard as well for you. Okay. Perfect. Okay. All right. Well, let's do some shout outs. Torgor, Masood, why don't you start us off?
I would love to. Hey guys, it's me, Masood. You can find me on the internet at Marudeboy, MAHRUDEBOI, on either Twitter or Instagram. I just want to say, man, it's so great to be able to do this, be able to be here with these wonderful people and great content for you all in a time of our life that's a little uncertain. So I hope you enjoy this content. I hope you keep tuning in. It's for you that we make it. Yeah.
Nice. Very
That's about
wholesome.
it.
Very wholesome in contrast to what your character's been up to all day.
I just had a cigarette. I feel better.
Cool. Let's go this way. Katie May. Take it away.
I'm Katie May. You can find me at OK Katie May on Twitter. If you're looking for something with a backlog while you're inside, you can go ahead and give Dungeons, Dice, and Everything Nice a try. We have a recap episode, and then you can start with season 1. And we're going weekly while all this is happening so that we can keep you guys a bit more company because we have the backlog to do that. So yeah, if you're looking for something, we got a really warm Discord community. I think we decided in chat that we're all going to watch Glee together during this.
Nice.
So if you're like, I want someone to book club Glee with, that's the kind of brand we're running over here. So,
Excellent.
if that's your speed, hang out with us.
Cool. Carlos, why don't you go next?
Yeah. Hey, everyone. My name is Carlos Luna. You can find me on all social media under Carlos Grits. I'm currently, what am I doing? Oh, I'm doing a lot of videos for Roll20. So you can see those on the Roll20's YouTube page. But other than that, I am trying to stay safe like everyone else.
Mm-hmm. Good plan. And last but not least, our keeper of the record, TK.
It TK. I updated my website.
I
There
saw
are now 6
Oh.
news short stories that you can read, all about 1,000 words each. And so you can do that. And I also included some new flash fiction. If you like reading spooky stories and you have literally nothing else to do, then you can do that. I could use the traffic because I have SEO turned on now. So
Nice.
thanks. I really appreciate that. You will not be seeing too much of me. So I put up a thread of 52 different pictures of my cat, Samson, 53. That's on my Twitter. You can find that easily. Just look for pictures of my cat, Samson. If you don't know who Samson is, we're probably not friends. So that's fine. Don't find me on the internet. Goodbye. If you like spooky shows, then you should watch my spooky show on Fridays. It's Tales from the Mist, and I play a lot of Ravenloft with my friends. But also on Friday, I will be on Dungeon Master Guild Design Dash, where I will be part of this game show where we try to make an adventure in 15 minutes.
Oh, fun.
I'm scared.
I'm
very scared.
Those kinds of challenges are always fun because you're free of having to make something good. Because you can just be like, look, we only had an hour to make it. So
well, and I feel like I have a leg up because one of the competitors is a new guest on Tales from the Mist, and the judge is one of my regular cast on Tales from the Mist. So I better win or else.
I love
impartial.
I love a good conflict of interest. I love it. They're great. They're my favorite.
It's also my favorite. Always works in my favor. My cat is here to say hello to everybody. This is Samson. He's angry.
What up, Samson? Yeah, that's a good cat.
He hates this.
Oh.
Okay, goodbye, everyone.
Thanks for coming, everybody. You can find me doing other DMing. Nothing has changed for me except now the maple curtain has risen and I can't leave the country. So instead of taking 3 days off, I guess I'm just gonna stream. So you can find me over on twitch.tv/Adam Koebel, as well as here and a handful of other places on the internet doing much the same as what you saw here today. I do RPG stuff on the internet. You can follow me at Skinny Ghost on Twitter. And if you, like many other people, if the new user log is to be believed, are checking out Roll20 for the very first time. So if you are curious about that, there's a bunch of videos on our YouTube, on the Roll20 app YouTube channel you can check out for tips and tricks. As well, check out the forums for Roll20 if you're a new user. There's lots of good information there, beginner's guides, all of that stuff. And if you have a question about Roll20, you can't figure out how it works, hit me up on Twitter, because apparently I have nothing but time now. So, yep.
I'm
so I'll be around.
currently making videos. That's what I'll be doing this weekend.
Nice. Good.
Making
Yeah,
some
yeah.
quicker, faster videos.
Yeah, I
With
was
the help
thinking
of
of
Jay's
doing
helping me.
like a special episode of Office Hours where I talk about like how to set up Roll20 and like the kinds of challenges of playing online and stuff. So yeah,
That'd
it's
be
cool.
great.
It seems like people are focused on helping other folks get that stuff done. So yeah, roll20.net. You can sign up for a free account, check it out, and you don't have to miss your role playing game because everyone is a disgusting plague carrier. So that's great. We'll see you next time for more Jay Speller and Must Die, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Cool.
Bye.
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 Bye, Samson.
Bye.